What up, NGB the gang? You already know what's going on. It's your boy NGB Jordan, back with a little Forex slash stock market analysis. Now, you already know the market's been going crazy last week. They've been getting smashed on, destroyed, everything. I had a video on that and how I'm going to handle it. And this is a little part of me handling it. Like, I had a real emotional video, a good talk with the people, a nice heart-to-heart conversation. So what I'm going to do here today is I'm just going to sit back, look at the market a little bit, do a little bit of analysis, do a little bit of reading, looking through a few articles, looking at Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, Forex pairs, things like that. And we're going to see if we can try to find the bottom of this market and what points we should start buying and looking to buy as this market goes down, because as we know, this market is in fact going down. So I'm going to be doing that, making a list of things, and when they hit certain price points, then at that point I will be buying at that price. So first off, we're going to just go ahead and have a look at, S&P 500. Go ahead and look at S&P 500 and get that going because, it gives us just an overall feel of the market and what's going on. Now, this is a daily chart. As you can see, the past 3 days have not been too good. And we have here on the EMA, the 200-day EMA, which is what I kind of use. As you can see, it stays above the EMA. When it's above the EMA line, it's traditionally going up, and it's been continuing that all the way until a few little breakdowns. But that basically shows you, as long as you're above the EMA or below it, if it's below it, you should probably be selling, and if it's above it, then you should probably be buying. Now, we're on the daily because we're looking for more of long-term trades, that kind of thing. Of course, I won't be investing primarily in the S&P 500, maybe an index fund of that or something of those sorts. 2 seconds, something of those sorts. But in general, I'm just going to be looking at the overall feel for it so I can see kind of how the pairs that are in that will trade. As you know, the S&P 500 has tons of healthcare stocks, technology stocks, things of all that nature. So by looking at S&P 500 as a whole, then I can see what's going on in smaller stocks, that kind of thing. So as we can see, it's heading down here. Now I'm drawing, if you don't know about supply and resistance or supply and demand zones, things like that, it's just pretty much a indicator of where there's noise in the market. As you can see, this would be considered a supply zone. So you can see it once it reached that, it couldn't break it, so that would be like a resistance. It came back down, broke through it, came back down, it respected this zone, and then it bounced off of that. And we can see with it coming down to the EMA, that means if the market should be dropping, the low would possibly be around 44,000 or 4,400, you would say, somewhere around here. So that's just something to take note of. So if the market continues to drop, this will definitely be an area that would be very great possibly to consider buying. Obviously, you'll wait a little bit. You won't buy immediately when it hits that price point. I would do something like let it hit that zone, let it hit that price, price action, and then maybe once I start to see a bounce off of that area, then I would start considering buying it. So let's just go through a few pairs, chill. You know what I'm saying? I got my morning coffee here. I'm relaxing. I got my trusty Expo marker so I can make these notes on price action and what happens. I'm also going to be talking about Forex pairs that I'm going to be swing trading, so I may hold them for a week, a few days, or even a month, maybe 2. I'm not really going to be holding those for an extended period of time, but that'll be all based off of price. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we already see the S&P 500 is going down. We understand that 4,400 looks like a point. That's where it would touch the 200-day EMA. So that's something for us to look at. Now let's look at Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin, as you guys know, Bitcoin has dropped hard. Now, the thing to know about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin follows pretty much all of the other cryptocurrencies, for the most part, they move in a similar type of manner, just like any index fund that deals with crypto. Bitcoin is kind of like that. I actually did want to buy into Bitcoin, but when I did, it was too late and it was always that high. So now is a good time for those who do want to invest in crypto and don't see it as too much of a risky investment. Now would be a good time for them to really start having a hard look at Bitcoin. I read a few articles on Bitcoin, and on CNBC, they pretty much say even if you add about 6% of cryptocurrency to your portfolio, and this is coming from hedge funds, this isn't coming from Wall Street bets or anyone who's trying to make 1,000% in a few days or doing any crazy options trading or anything like that. But if you were to add 6% of cryptocurrency into your portfolio, it was something like it was projected to be at least 20% higher. Or in general, the way to think about it is by having a little diversification and having at least a little 5 to 10% of crypto in your portfolio throughout the past few years, obviously it's done great, but it's shown from an analytical standpoint that it does not hurt your portfolio, but it actually improves it. So even though you may not want to go too deep into, cryptocurrency, it's still something we're all learning about, throughout these past couple of years. It has shown from an analytical standpoint from those who are very high in the stock market and not, the YouTube gurus and those, that having a little bit of cryptocurrency in your portfolio and that diversity does help you out. So looking at Bitcoin, as we understood, Bitcoin rose. We thought it was a crazy thing when it hit 20K, which you can see back here in 2018. It hit 20K, it spiked out there, came back down to about 5,000. We thought it was possibly done. And then once we saw that it broke 20K, we knew that, there was so much possibility, with Bitcoin at that point, and we didn't know how far it would go. And that's why it was so hard to trade, because it was at the highest point that it's been, and it just kept seeing to going up and up and up. And if you're trying to invest, you're normally trying to get in at a good price. So that kind of made cryptocurrency hard to get in, and it made it more of a risky investment. I personally did not trade Bitcoin or any of the cryptocurrencies during that time because from a technical standpoint, it just didn't make much sense to just continuously buy at the high. So let me take this sip of coffee and let's look at it. So Bitcoin reached past 20K, it hit 30K, came back down to, or hit 40K, came back down to 30K, and then it toppled out at about 65K, which is pretty much where it's topped out now. It did make its way down. We remember the whole Bitcoin crash where it came back down to 30. And what I was really looking for at this point is I was like, okay, is Bitcoin going to find a bottom that I can try to buy from, or at least one that I can expect and possibly put a stop loss under it or something like that. I see cryptocurrency as more as a long-term buy or something like that, not something to be traded, day traded or swing traded. So that's not really what I look for in that. I'll day trade and I'll swing trade Forex pairs. Those are my favorite to do. I don't really swing trade or day trade the market itself as much. I'll more so look for index funds or long-term gains from that. And we'll get into the Forex ones after this Bitcoin. But for now, I'm saying with Bitcoin, I can see resistance here at about 65,000. So we got resistance here. We've got supports coming in at 40K. And we've got another even lower support at 30,000. So me seeing that, I think a good buy on Bitcoin would be somewhere in between these 40K and this 30K mark, as you can see, with your stop loss possibly under about 30K, because if it can break down under 30K, then at that point it'll be heading to 20, and then I won't be able to see, there won't really be too much of a form of it, and there won't really be a bottom. And if there's no known bottom, then I don't want to buy into something where I don't feel that there is a bottom to it. So I think the way that I will play cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and Ethereum and all of those is if it bounces here at about 40, actually builds a bottom, then that would possibly be a good place to start getting into. But if you could get it below 40, above 30, that's what I would say really seems to be like the sweet spot around it. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. Let's see here. BTC, 40K to 30K. Yep. So I like that. And that's kind of how I'm feeling about Bitcoin. I do hope it drops a little bit. I would love to get in at about probably 35,000. I think that would be a good place. And definitely if it can break under 40K, then I'll start targeting that, because that resistance will have been broken and it will start targeting 30. So I wouldn't try to buy it specifically exactly at 30 because, you know, it's a long game. So you're not going to be able to buy it exactly at the price that you want. The main thing is getting in within a price that's important to you. So let's go through these Forex pairs here. Now you can see Euro USD. We can see it has kind of like an ascending triangle formation. You can see I've already drawn up some lines on it. I already kind of see what's happening. So with this, I would kind of want to see if it holds this pattern. Traditionally, it'll hold this pattern, bounce between it, and then it'll break to the upside or it will break to the downside. Now, from a longer term standpoint in Euro USD, I would say, okay, we're definitely in a downtrend. So you'll be looking more for shorts unless there's some type of break of an overall trend, which we can see has already happened. Throughout the years, it's always held this kind of resistance line, which is kind of like a triangular type of pattern, but it broke it and now it looks like it's bouncing back off. Let me scroll in a little bit more for you guys. It looks like it's bouncing off of it. And with it bouncing off of it, that could have a lot to the upside. So from a long-term standpoint, I would say, yeah, it's already broken it. So if it could break, I would say 1.2 and do something like this, then that could definitely start showing from a longer-term standpoint that it's going, you know, to the upside. Now, for my traders who, you know, are swinging, that type of thing, let's look at this. We can see on the 4-hour chart there's large consolidation that it has been in since December. We can see it's been in it since December and it started it about midway through November. So how would you think about this if you're thinking about, you know, scalping, swing trading, holding it for a little bit? What I'm seeing is this, and this is what I plan to do from a short-term trading standpoint. Now, I can see that we have resistance around here. And we have, actually, let me clear this just so you guys can see it a lot easier. Let's remove those drawings. All right, so we've got resistance around here. And we've got support around here, and it's consolidating. Now, we don't trade consolidation on this channel because we like having money. And if you're trading consolidation, it's bouncing around. You're trying to play the lows. You're trying to play the highs. It's moving too fast. Essentially, at that point, you might as well be day trading on the 5-minute chart. And we're looking for swing trades right now, so we're not trying to do that right now. So what I would say, and what I'm actually going to write down, is above about 114, this would make sense to go into a trade long. Possibly we can see some resistance, support turned resistance in about this zone. So I would be looking for a break of 114, and I would start looking probably to exit around 115. Now, if you know anything about price action, obviously 115 is a whole number, and it's not only a whole number, but it's also a 5. The market likes to move in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 115 would be a good target for us to go for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down Euro USD above 114. I would like to go long, and from the downside, you could see it will have broken this downwards trend at about a little bit under, really more like 11275, but under 113 it's really showing negativity. But I would want to get in not early, but I would want to make sure that it is on that downward trajectory. So I would start shorting this at about 1125. So let's write that down, people. I really need to move my board over, people. Like, I'm kind of like stretching my arms trying to write this down, you know? Moving my arms trying to write this down. Oh, I need to just move this. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Euro US dollar above long 114. Euro short 1125. There we go. All right, I like it. So that's kind of what we'll be looking for if you're looking for, you know, scalp trading or swing trading within the next week, because these moves will be made with in this next week. So after this week, we'll be able to know, are we going long? Are we going short? Nice, nice. Let's look at Euro. What is this? AUD Cad. As you can see, it's heading down from a short-term standpoint. It's heading down from a short-term standpoint. It's found some tops here, so most likely I would be looking to short this. But we can see that we have resistance here at around 113, and let's see what kind of pattern is coming from the bottom here. Okay, so we have kind of like a ascending triangular pattern. If this ends, let me show you guys. I'll show you guys. We got time today, so let's talk about it. So you can see it starts to build a triangle. Traditionally, it'll bounce in between these triangles and then break out. But we may be able to see it break out this week. I'm not sure yet. We'll just have to let the market do what it do. And then, we'll go with, whatever happens. Now, I can already see here above 113, we're going to start seeing breaks to the top side. Let's go on the 1-day chart. So you can see it bottomed out here at about 1.2, which is a whole number, price action. And 1.3 is next, and then obviously 1.4. So what I would say is from a longer term standpoint, because we're on the daily right now, is above 1.3. I would want to go long, and definitely this would be long term. Definitely under 1.2 would be an amazing time to go short. Or if you're kind of doing like a more swing trade, like weekly trades, holding it for a week, maybe even a month. Then you would want it to break this kind of trend that it's developed, get under this line, and then I would say under about 1.24. Then you could be really comfortable with the short there. And if you're a little fearful of going short on that, then you can go ahead and cut your profits at around 1.2, because that's the next zone that it will be targeting. Should it break through here, then it will be targeting 1.2. And should it break 1.2, then it is completely out of here. And that would be a great long-term hold as a short. So let's write that down. This is USD Cad. Now I'm only going to go into a few Forex pairs because lately I've been only focusing on a few, because there's no reason to be sitting there looking at 10, 15 Forex pairs when you can effectively trade 3 or 4 Forex trades, and that can get you all the money that you need. Yeah, pretty much. Keep it simple, people. Keep it simple. So USD Cad. USD Cad. Long. That was 1.3. USD Cad. Short. I would go short in USD Cad. Let's go a little bit more in. Let's see it on the 4-hour chart. Okay, so a break under there. It will look really good under 2.3, really 2.4. So I'll say 2.35 or 1.235. 1.235. Here we go. I like it. So we should only need to look at maybe 1 or 2 more Forex pairs, and then that should have me pretty much set up for the week with some ideas on possible swing trades. Obviously, if I'm day trading any of these, it's basically just going off of whatever price action or technical analysis is going on at that exact moment. I'll be looking at the 15-minute. I'll be looking at the 30, possibly the hour, but mostly the 15-minute and the 30. Waiting for a break of support and resistance, going in line with that, and then once I get my money, getting out of it pretty much as fast as I can. So that's if I'm day trading, but there's no reason for us to do analysis for day trading because it's all situational. It's all about having your head in the game at that exact moment. and being able to do the analysis as the chart is literally moving. So there's I don't know how anyone could do day trading analysis unless you're actually actively in the market trading it at that exact moment. Yeah. So I say we should look at AUD, USD, and maybe GBP. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's look at that. So yeah, we're gonna look at AUD, USD, and then GBP, USD, and then we'll end that for the forex stuff. All right, so we see a good bottom here. You can see I already have some zones drawn here at about 0.7. It was a resistance that then turned into a support, bounced up all the way up to 8. Notice how the price action is moving. It literally went from 7, and it went from 7 to about 7.5 price action. You see here, topped out at about 7.5 or 0.75. Then it made it to 0.8, got topped out at 0.8. Why? Because that's a whole number. Like I said before, the market moves in price action. 0.7, 0.75, 8, got topped out at 8, made its way back down to what? 0.7. So the way I'm seeing it is I'm seeing support at 7, and I'm seeing resistance at 8. And this is on the 4-hour chart, so we can make a lot of decisions based off of that. Now, there's two ways that this can play out. It could be in a type of consolidation through here where it bounces through 0.7 or 0.8, or it could break out to the bottom. Either way is good for us, people. Either way is good for us, and we would just want to look to get in. Now, coming in a little bit more, now that we know this, how would we want to play this? How would I want to play this? From a shorter term standpoint, I would like to see, obviously it broke this little mini trend that it has here for December. And that shows, move to the downside. But we're going to have to wait and see how that plays out. Now, I wouldn't necessarily go long in this until, let's see. Well, when you know the overall trend, I would say, and you know that it's bouncing, I would probably go long above 7.3 with a tight stop loss and then see if I can let it run all the way up, not completely to 8, but let it run into the zone, maybe 7.6 to be safe, maybe 7.7, maybe you let it, go up until you see something like this, some consolidation, some trouble or something like this. And here's why I'm saying that. Because look, if you look in a closer standpoint, obviously it's on a downtrend. But if you look out a little bit, what's happening? It's on an uptrend. It's consolidating. It's found support. We found a possible bottom at 7. So if it can hold this bottom, then that means that if it's on its way up, then it will start targeting 8 again, because it's already done it once. So what you want to do is you want to go in, you want to put a tight stop loss, and then you want to see if it wants to run that way. Understand what I'm saying? Now, if it can drop below 7, then we're all in there. Like we're in there, and we're letting it do its thing, because there's a ton of margin to the downside. So what I'm gonna say here, what I would really like to say is I would like to say above 0.74, we should be looking to really go long on this. And I would say below 0.7, then we should really be looking to go short. So let's write that down, people. Let me get a sip of my coffee. I just got a Keurig like a few days ago, and I've been loving it, people. A little extra energy in the morning, helps you really focus in, I like it, and I had a hard time kind of waking up. I'm one of those people, I kind of lay in the bed and like it'd be cold, like the fan is on, and if it's cold, I'm not leaving it, so the early morning coffees kind of help me, like inspire me to get up out the bed, and I like that. It's kind of cold now. I should throw some ice cubes in and make some iced coffee. Yeah. All right, so we're going AUD USD. Long 7.4. AUD long 7.4 and 0.74. Bro, if you guys could see my handwriting right now, the roasts would be insane. But y'all can't. So it's okay. And I'm going short under 0.7. Got that. Got that. All right. And it may take a little while for it to reach these zones. It could consolidate. We could have a crazy day, a big pop-up. You never know. But that's just why we're looking at the price action and we want to be ready for it. Oh, y'all see this? My locks are a little out of whack. There we go. There we go. I look good now, you know? All right. So let's actually go in a little bit more. Just so we could see, maybe I could tell you guys about if you were, you know, in fact trying to do a quick swing on this. So if you were trying to do a quick swing on this, what would I look for? We're on the hour here. We can see it's broken its trend. It came down. So we've talked a lot on this channel about breaks of trend, retracements, and trading the retracement. So what does that mean? Here's the trend now. It's holding the support on an upwards trend. It breaks the upwards trend. So we notice, we're like, okay, it broke this upwards trend. Now it bounces back, retraces, and continues down. Why? Because now it has broken the uptrend and it could be continuing, or I guess it wouldn't be a continue, it would be a reversal pattern to the bottom side. So it would look something like this. And if I do see something like this happen, then I will start looking to go short. So something like this, and then pops up, and then pops back down into this zone, which is where you'll be wanting to look. So what I would say is, for me, from a short-term standpoint, I would want to see some rejection of this line. And then once it rejects, then I would start, you know, wanting to look to buy. So from a short-term standpoint, I would want to buy under 715, if you guys understand that. All right, let's get into GBP. I think it was looking juicy. Was it looking? It was looking a little juicy. Okay. We can see it's at highs right now from a long-term, a short-term standpoint, because we're just on the hour candle right now. So let's look at the daily so we can get an idea of what's actually going on in this pair. Okay. So we've got a little. It was a downtrend. Now it's kind of in some consolidation. We have a double top here, which, if you guys know, that's a very negative thing. Is a double top, or a double bottom the other way is a very positive thing. So that's one way to look at it. I can already see from a longer term standpoint, you can already see above. It's easy. There's a resistance right here at 145. Above that, I would go long, and as it's already on a downtrend, I would say, let's see. Yeah, above 145, I would go long, and below, it's kind of hard to find a downtrend, but it's already in a downtrend, so you can kind of respect the downtrend. I would say I'll look for it on a more short-term basis. Below, obviously, 132, it would break that resistance there, or support there. But really, I would like to see this thing under, just speaking in terms of price action. You can see we bottomed out at 114, and here we topped out at 142. So I would say under 1.3, just based off price action using whole numbers, that's probably where I would start really feeling like, okay, this thing is going down. Then I would look for some type of pop-up or some type of thing like that. And then I would probably start looking to go short. Now, we're on the daily chart right now, so it's going to take a lot of time. So, I don't want to just talk to you guys about the long-term trades. I want to talk to some of the guys who are trying to make trades this week, next week, that kind of thing. So you can see we obviously are in downtrend from a shorter-term standpoint. So what will we want to look for? We want to look for rejection. Obviously, since it's a downtrend, we're going to be looking downwards. So we want to look for a rejection, like here. Consolidation, rejection. Consolidation, rejection. Consolidation, rejection. So we want to see some consolidation, and then it start to make a rejection. Let's look on the 1 hour and see what that looks like. Yeah, so it's still just going up. It's reaching that point. So you have to, with this pair, you would definitely have to wait a little bit before you could do anything, because if you were buying in right now, you'd pretty much be buying at the top, and you can't go short on it because right now the trend is up. So that's a good way for us to look at it. And that's why I'm not going to write anything on the board for that right now, because there's just no need. So let's look at a couple pairs. Let's see how Tesla's looking. Because, a lot of these technology stocks have really been getting smashed on lately. As you can see, Tesla took some big hits last week. Let's go. Let me scroll in for you guys. As you can see, Tesla took some big hits last week. That's okay. That's okay. One thing I don't like about Tesla is that it wasn't able to break its high. It actually completely respected its high. So, I expect some red days in the future. But if I was to, you can see the zones here. You can see how it topped out here, came back down, came down at the same point. So what does that tell us, people? That tells us that's a zone. So what I would be looking for in Tesla is I would be looking to see how it plays this zone. Does it break? I would say a break below this zone and a break below this 200-day EMA would show us a ton of negativity, just a ridiculous amount of negativity. And at that point, I wouldn't be necessarily looking to buy too much. I mean, if you're one to short stocks, then yeah, you would possibly want to short. I mean, you would probably be already shorting now, honestly, if you want to short, because you already know the dark days are coming. But I'm looking to buy into the stock market. Like I said, I kind of scalp and swing trade Forex, but I just buy into the stock market. So I wouldn't necessarily buy Tesla. I would probably buy an index fund that deals with a lot of technology that Tesla would be in. But it's good to look at Tesla and Facebook or Meta and all of those to kind of understand what's going on from a inner level standpoint. You know what I'm saying? As these are the biggest of those sectors. These are the ones that really run it. Like Tesla's over $1,000 right now. That's insane. So I would say for the people at around $900 on Tesla, that's really where we start thinking. Like if Tesla can bounce off of 900, then that's a place where I would start looking to have a good buy on it. Now it reached 1200, and so if it's at 900, continues to the upside, that would be a good price action place to get in. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a good one to look at. I like it. I was looking at what is this, Gamestop? I saw Jim Cramer was saying that he likes GameStop as a buy. And, I'm not really one to look at all the meme stocks and things like that. But, yeah, I decided to just go and look at the chart. And what I observed was pretty interesting. Why was it interesting? It was interesting because it's shown a large zone of support, in my opinion. If you look here, this is all support. This support has been held 1, 2, 3, 4 times, almost 5 times. So what does that tell me? That tells me if it breaks off of this zone, GameStop might be able to just continue to the upside, or at least, get some upside, or you could trade it for a little bit. Maybe if you're really being safe, pull out at about 240 or something like that. I didn't want to touch on it too much, but you guys see that big spike from when all the traders went crazy in the GameStop craze. But I did want you guys to see like how much of a support GameStop actually has. It's pretty crazy stuff. So let's look at this. I was looking at investing news. Just trying to see just some stocks that they say that you should look at. And see, the thing is it's good to go online and kind of look and see what people are looking at, but you don't buy based off of that. You don't look at an article like this and decide, oh, okay, you know what? I'm just buying now. Like I'm just gonna go in and buy every stock on this list. No. You do your due diligence, you read up on the company, you look at the charts, you do your own technical analysis, and then you get in that way. And that's exactly what we plan on doing, people. So let's see here. Intel. E-commerce and rapid acceleration in high-tech applications. As you know, the tech industry, even though it's getting slammed right now, if you were in tech in the past 5 to 15 years, it's guaranteed that you got money in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? So we're still looking at it. So let's look at Intel. It was what, INTC? Yep. Let's see what Intel's looking like. We already know it probably got smashed on this unit. Okay. Wow. That's a lot of consolidation for Intel. I can see why they like it as a trade because I think it's held the support pretty well. It's held the support pretty well. And it's at a nice cheap price too as well. It's not bad. Honestly, it's not bad. I would say if it could start continuing to the upside, around now would be a smart time to possibly buy into it. We have a double top here, which is negative, but it already broke down from that double top. So, yeah, Intel wouldn't be a bad buy, I would say. Even now, I would say if it could hold, if you could get into Intel at around 42, 44 bucks, that's a good price. Let's look at it on the weekly. Yeah. We see it's reached 75 before. That was all the way in 2000 though, so we're not thinking about that right now. But from a long-term standpoint, if you're thinking about holding for, 50, 60 years, well, that could be nice. I would say definitely if it can break above 70, that thing is out of here. It's probably making its way to 100 at that point. But okay, I understand it. It could be, based off of price action, it could be a good buy. I do see a lot of noise around kind of like 30 bucks to 35. If you can see what's going on here. There is a lot of noise there, so I would look out for that if it was to break below. We don't know how long this is going to be. But for me personally, if this whole selling that's going on right now ends, I would like Intel at about 45, and I would definitely like Intel at about 35 bucks, should we get there. Coursera, ooh, that's an interesting one. Because, nowadays people aren't really too much about college. It's all about online courses, online learnings, and things like that. It says here McDonald of Needham and Company had a bullish report on the stock. He rated it a buy with a price target of $45. Let's look at Coursera. Wait, what was its ticker? Core. Cool Core. I might kind of like Coursera, like just the idea behind it with the type of times that we're in right now, Coursera is a new stock, that's why it looks like this. It hasn't had its day, All right, here we go. Yeah, Coursera has not been on the market for long, and it's going down. It's going down. So Coursera, I can already tell with this, he has a price target of 45. Which is about right here, which kind of makes sense because you can see there's a lot of noise. There was kind of some consolidation there, but it's still in a downtrend. So with this, you really got to wait for a bottom, honestly. I wouldn't recommend anyone buy into this, not just yet. I mean, if you think Coursera is at a good price from a value standpoint, then maybe you could consider it. But for me, on a technical standpoint, and I'm more of a technical trader than a fundamental. So if you're a fundamental trader, you may just see the value in Coursera and be like, whoa, Coursera at 20 bucks and it's anticipated to get to 45. Like that may get you real excited, but that doesn't get me excited. Technical analysis gets me excited. Ha, you feel me? So I would hold off on Coursera. It's too much of a downtrend. We have no indication of a bottom. There's no bottom before. If you see what I'm doing before, we don't know how long this horrible market will be, but we can use the past to understand what's going to happen in the future. So for things like when we were looking at Tesla, I was using past bottoms or past supports and past resistances to understand where possible bottoms may be. But with Coursera, there are no bottoms because the stock is so new. So who knows? This could essentially be an $8 stock. This could be a $12 stock. There's just no way to know because there is no history behind it. So I'm going to leave Coursera in the dust. Sorry, Coursera. Apple, APPL, AAPPL. What is it? APPLEJUICE. Y'all know that song, Apple Juice? APPLEJUICE. All right. Let's see. They always make me want to type in like JUIC, but that's not going to help us find it. Let's see. Alright. What's Apple looking like? And let me know in the comments, guys, if there's any like stocks that you guys are thinking about buying or anything like that. You just want my output, or maybe you want to just hear from, you know, other people or something. You know, throw those tickers down there, like on some of these videos. I look at all my comments. I'm not a big YouTube YouTuber yet. You know what I'm saying? So I got time. I got the time to sit there and look at these comments, you know? So you throw a ticket symbol under there or something, I'll look at it and tell you what I think. Or maybe somebody else will look at it and tell you what they think. And, you know, in the stock market, it's very, very good to do your own due diligence. But there's nothing wrong from using the resources of other people. You just don't want to follow what other people are doing, because that's like following somebody's trades. And I would love to hear somebody that literally joins one of those courses where you just track people's trades and they actually make money out of it. If you're one of those people, please let me know, because I would love to have an interview with you, because I don't think there's anyone that I could interview. But hey, if you're one of those people and you see this and you're like, oh no, he's on me, then you know, just let me know. Not Facebook, Apple. We're seeing noise. It reached 180, toppled out. It looks like areas to consider are 150 based off of price action. 150. You can see how much noise and consolidation there was. You can see it topped out at 142. So a good way to buy, a good place where I could see a bottom here would be about 150. That's where I think would be a good price to possibly buy Apple at. Yeah, about 150. If it can get into 150, definitely get into that 140 area. Yeah, that's just good price action, especially if you're considering holding this for 10, 20, 30 years. That looks outstanding to me, and that's what I would say. What else they got in here for me? GoDaddy. Ooh, why GoDaddy? In a digitally transformed world, everyone needs a website. Very true. And GoDaddy is pretty much the biggest traded domain registrar. So yeah. Websites aren't going anywhere anytime soon. I like it. GDDY. Let's peep. GDDY. I wonder if GoDaddy got hit hard by this. Ooh, that's interesting. Consolidation. And these are from the last few months. I mean, you can obviously see here, they had a spike down, but it appears to just be a spike. So really, GoDaddy is trading in between these zones. It's really holding support here, and it's really holding resistance here. Yeah, I would say under 65, especially under 60, GoDaddy is looking negative, and above 90, it's looking like it'll be out of here. It will have broken this kind of consolidatory pattern, and from there the sky would definitely be the limit. So I would say yeah, under 60, GoDaddy is looking hurt. Above definitely 85, 90, you know, GoDaddy is looking good. If you think that GoDaddy is going to be a stock that's going to really go up, make big moves, which it makes a lot of sense because websites aren't going anywhere, so the buying and selling of domains isn't going to go anywhere, then yeah, getting it at around $70, 75 isn't bad. It's not bad. It's not a bad price for it. If you feel that GoDaddy really has that value, you know, type of thing. So I like it. I like it. There are definitely deals going around right now. Now I think this will be the last one that I do. It's actually Netflix, which is pretty interesting because as we know, Netflix has had it's had a good past couple of years. Like after that one show came out, their biggest show. I was just watching it with my parents like 2 weeks ago. Squid Games. Yeah, Squid Games. Squid Games really did big things, showed a lot of awareness, but even before that, they were making a lot of, you know, good moves. They were they said, I think 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, they really wanted to start getting into the international market. that kind of thing. They went ahead, did that, succeeded in that. As you know, Squid Games is like an Asian show. It's not an American show. So they've already expanded out there. They said they want to start making international shows. They're doing lots of that just all over the world. So they're succeeding in what they want to do. So let's look at Netflix as a stock itself. Oh, you guys have got my watch list all messed up. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just pairs everywhere. And I guarantee you after this, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and I'm going to delete pretty much everything except for like 4 Forex pairs, S&P 500, NASDAQ, maybe GameStop, Tesla, Google, Apple. I have some Vanguard ETFs, so I'll probably leave what is that? VSDC? What? No, that's camera software. I'll probably leave that. And yeah, everything else will probably have to go. You're gone. You're out of here. You're getting kicked out. Okay. So let's have a look at Netflix before we go. Oh, Netflix got pooped on. Oh, ooh. So I'm already just gonna come out and say it. I'm gonna draw the zones. I'm seeing these zones right here. I'm seeing this, and I'm seeing this. And Netflix has been doing great lately. You know, the past few years, as you can clearly see on the chart. And there's a lot of noise around here. And you can see Netflix got hit hard. It got hit really hard. And that's good for us who are looking for value. Because Netflix isn't going anywhere anytime soon. And it's not going to go anywhere in the next 10, 20 years. So with Netflix, I can already see if it can break like 475, that's probably a pretty decent area to start looking to buy. You know what I'm saying? It's already been broken down a lot. There was actually resistance here, and it's on that resistance. So who knows? It could even possibly bottom out, depending on how long this lasts. It could possibly even bottom out here at about 530, 560, and continue to the upside. So Netflix, I think you really just got to wait for a certified bottom. It could be at 560. It could be at 475, and Lord forbid it could go to 400. And if it can go to 400, just from a value standpoint, the type of company Netflix is, the respect that comes behind that, that's a great price. Like, that's a great price. Like, you know, that's like going to the store and you see a video game that's traditionally $60 and it's like $40, and you know that the video game is going to be back at $60. And you know that PlayStation now, I think their games on the PlayStation 5 are $70. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, like, you know, the PlayStation 10, a game, by the time they get to that point, is going to be like $110 for one game. Your 2K is gonna cost, like, you know this because we know in the past. I remember when I was little, video games were like high 30, $40. Then when they started hitting $50, everybody was like, whoa, like, dang, I gotta pay like $50 for 2K? Like my Shrek game, like my Wii Sports? Like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta pay $50 for this? Now 60 has been what we pay, like, for a while now, for at least the past, like, almost 10 years. So if you're thinking long term, you're thinking 30, 40 years down the line, you already know those video games are going to be hitting 80, 90, $100. Like, one day you will be paying $100 for 2K. Quote me on this, and I am willing to bet that in the next 60 years, 2K will be $100. And it's the same kind of idea with Netflix. Netflix isn't going anywhere unless they get hit with some crazy circumstance. Oh, you'll stop loss just in case that happens. Some news or something like that. You know, hey, the Dave Chappelle thing came out. We know all the controversy around that. Did we see Netflix stock drop like that? No, I don't think so. So it's gonna take a lot. Okay. So yeah, I would say around 400. If Netflix gets to 400, I'm buying. I'm taking out a loan. You know. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Good little Sunday morning, drink of coffee, hanging with the gang, you know what I'm saying? We're looking at some pairs. We're understanding what we're going to be kind of looking at for Forex for the next coming week, so we can go ahead and make us some money on this first month of the year. We've looked at some stocks, just kind of seeing if we can kind of predict where the bottoms may be. We've looked at Bitcoin, kind of seen and talked about that. And it's been a great stream. Thanks for everybody that pops in. Thanks for all the people that watch it after the stream. And if there's any pairs or anything like that that you want us to look at in the future, just let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, help a brother out, you know what I'm saying? I'm just out here doing this for the people, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing it for the people. So, yeah. Y'all have a great Sunday. Be blessed. And next week, you better use a stop loss.